JBN, we keep you informed. 3 guns, including AK-47 rifle and ammo, seized in Seaview Gardens. A team of police officers from the Specialized Operation Criminal Investigations Unit arrested and charged 2 men with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition in Seaview Gardens, St Andrew, on Saturday, July 25, following the seizure of 3 guns, including a high-powered rifle. The accused are 26-year-old Roland Bowes and 21-year-old Jesse Gordon, both of Seaview Gardens. Reports from the Seaview Gardens police are that between the hours of 1 p.m. and 5 p.m., a team of law enforcers conducted an operation in search of illegal firearms and ammunition. During a search, the following were found and seized: an AK-47 rifle with an empty magazine, 2.38 revolvers, 31 9mm rounds of ammunition, 6.38 rounds of ammunition, and an empty Glock magazine. Gordon was also charged with possession of identity information in relation to lead sheets that were allegedly found in his possession. A date for the accused men to appear in court is to be finalized by the police. The investigations continue into the find and seizure. Norwood teens, among 5 killed in 3 days in St James. A 14-year-old Green Pond High School student was one of 2 persons killed by gunmen in the violence-plagued community of Norwood St James Friday night, bringing to 70 the number of persons murdered in the Western Parish since the start of the year. In the brazen gangland-style shooting, which took place shortly after 11 p.m., an 18-year-old youngster was also shot and seriously injured. According to reports, some persons were standing at a shop along Sammy Drive in Norwood when a motor car drove up. The occupants alighted from the vehicle, brandishing firearms, and opened fire before getting back into the vehicle, which sped away. The 18-year-old was taken to hospital along with the schoolboy Javon Ricky Stanbury of Lime Tree Lane and the 22-year-old Kevin Wingy Maduri of Hacker Lane in the community, which has been rocked by a deadly gang feud, albeit the presence of a Jamaica Defense Force station set up in the heart of the community. Stanbury and Maduri succumbed to their injuries. Stanbury's mother, Jillian Clark, who was among the persons standing at the shop, said that it was a terrifying experience, witnessing her only child being shot and collapsing at her feet. We did out at the little burger shop, and I walk with one of my friends, who I pick up some buckle, when me hear the gunshot them behind me, recalled Clark. At first, me say, I must say the man them have gun salute. But when me look behind me see everybody start to run, and me cry out for Javan. When me look, me see him make for run, but him drop. I saw me know him get shot. The grieving mother described her son, who she had high hopes for, and who was in grade 8, as showing much promise. He was a fun-loving individual, very jovial, friendly, loved to cook, and like a lot of gimmicks. He was a good boy, said Clark, whose yard was yesterday jam-packed with residents from across the community expressing condolences. The St. James police were kept busy in the 72-hour window between Wednesday and Friday night's incident, as 5 persons were murdered during the period. Among those killed is prominent accountant Stephen McPherson, 57, who was shot dead by men trying to abduct his daughter. 2 men killed by the police in St. Catherine identified. The police have identified 2 men who were killed during a confrontation with lawmen in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Friday evening. They are 43-year-old Marcus Walters, also known as Cookie, and 24-year-old Martin Gale. Both men are from Crescent District in St. Catherine. It is understood that a police team was on patrol along Job Lane in Spanish Town when they received information about a Honda motorcar parked in the vicinity of a bar. The driver attempted to speed off when the police approached, but the car was intercepted by the lawmen. The cops instructed the driver and the passenger to place their hands on the dashboard. However, the driver pulled a gun and pointed it at the police, who responded with bullets. Both men were taken to the Spanish Town Hospital, where they were pronounced dead. The police say a .45 Smith & Wesson gun with a cartridge containing 14.45 rounds was recovered from the Honda motor car. The incident has been reported to the Independent Commission of Investigations. Taxi operator charged with death of co-worker. The police arrested and charged a taxi driver in connection with the death of 53-year-old Delroy Sinclair, another taxi operator of Maryland District in St. Andrew, on Sunday, June 21. The accused has been identified as 24-year-old Romario Maiton of Gordon Town in the parish. Reports from the Halfway Tree Police are that about 4 p.m. on June 21, Minton and Sinclair had a dispute during which Sinclair received a stab wound to his neck. The police were summoned and he was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Minton was subsequently arrested and charged with murder after the Director of Public Prosecutions ruled that he be charged. He is to appear in court soon. New bridge opens in Port Antonio. A new bridge was commissioned into use in Port Antonio, Portland on Friday. The structure serves East Palm and the surrounding areas, including Prospect, Crossroads, David Lane, Boys Town, Johnstown, and the land settlement. In a Facebook post on the subject, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said bridges are critical components of the country's infrastructure. When a bridge closes, it affects the movement of our people, as well as the pace of economic activities, he said. We remain steadfast in upgrading, restoring, and maintaining main, secondary, and tertiary road bridges to acceptable conditions and replacing those which have reached their service life. More work is programmed for the maintenance and upgrading of other bridges across Portland, the Prime Minister added. On Twitter, Portland Eastern MP Anne-Marie Vaz celebrated the movement. She tweeted, the #East Palm Bridge is officially open. Citizens, especially in #Prospect, have been suffering since the closure in 2015. Increased taxi fares, loss of income, etc. Well, your cries have been heard, and here we are, thanks to #NWA and yours truly. Boom! #Action do that. #Action T. National Works Agency ordered the previous structure closed in 2015. Government could implement stricter funeral restrictions. Minister of National Security and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, says the government will implement tighter measures for funerals if citizens continue to disregard COVID-19 protocols for these events. The current protocols stipulate that there should be no more than 50 persons at a funeral, depending on the square footage of the church, and no more than 15 persons at the burial site, of which no more than 10 can be mourners. In addition, burials may only be conducted between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. and should last no longer than 30 minutes. Addressing a digital town hall hosted by the ministry on Thursday, McKenzie said that many persons have been flouting the funeral protocols, which were put in place to limit the spread of COVID-19. That is one area that is of real concern to us. We have seen a falling off in terms of persons observing those protocols. Burials have now become larger than the actual service in the church. We advised the police and they have been moving around and have been taking action, he noted. Again, we are saying to persons that these protocols are still in place and we are asking for persons to observe them. Because if the government is forced to, then we'll have to put tighter restrictions in place for funerals, McKenzie warned. He noticed that the first cluster of COVID-19 cases on the island was related to an infected person attending a funeral. For his part, Director General of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, Richard Thompson, is advising citizens to ensure that all protocols stipulated by the government for various sectors are upheld, so we do not erode the progress that we have made over the last 3 months. We have been seeing what has been happening in other countries with the kind of devastation that this virus is having on the world. We have made a lot of gains in Jamaica in terms of the measures we have put in place to reduce the spread and contain COVID-19, and we must commend the government for the work that has been done, he said. The town hall was held to update citizens about the COVID-19 prevention protocols being implemented as the government gradually reopens the economy, as well as address concerns citizens may have about the measures. JPS waives reconnection fee, caters to vulnerable customers. The Jamaica Public Service, JPS, says it is waiving its reconnection fee and providing more flexible payment terms for customers who need extra time to pay their bills in light of financial difficulties being faced by many Jamaicans due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The move, the Light and Power Company said, is part of ongoing initiatives to support customers during these challenging times. JPS said accounts that get disconnected between July 23 and September 30 will not attract a reconnection fee. In making the announcement, JPS Senior Vice President of Customer Services, Ramsey McDonald, explained, "This is a difficult time for everyone. We are very sensitive to the fact that when a customer gets disconnected, it's usually due to financial constraints. The reconnection fee would be an additional challenge for them. We are therefore suspending this fee to make it easier for customers to fulfill their commitments. The company said it is also extending flexible payment terms to a broader group of persons who qualify as vulnerable customers. This is in addition to elderly and disabled customers and include the following. 1. Special needs. The customer has a special need and/or has COVID or is recovering from same. 2. Loss of income. The customer has been laid off, made redundant, had a reduction in salary or livelihood impaired. 3. PATH. Customers on the government's program of advancement through health and education, PATH. JPS said payment arrangements can be negotiated either through its customer care center, the parish offices, or the company's digital platforms. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.